No, you just gonna do your speech. I'm not gonna
Okay, I'm just
just pull your speech or something. However you got your speech.
I do. I have it on my computer.
Uh,
You recording?
yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Jameer Richardson, and I'll be running for vice president of the Durham Nativity School. Nelson Mandela, an author, former president of South Africa, and an international speaker, once said, "Education is a education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. We as students can change the school. We can start things such as clubs and activities if we all wanted to. We can educate the staff members and possibly persuade them to do things according to us. I have qualities such as responsibility, respect, confidence, and ability to touch others well. I feel like as eighth graders, we are not friends, but brothers to the lower grades. For example, when I was in seventh grade, a sixth grader asked me on advice for homework because he had been struggling with organization because he had been new. And that I helped him organize and be the best he could. President Rodell Parker is always there when I need him. Also, Rodell is a caring person. He always checks up on me when I'm feeling down or good or not good. We all hate our hair policy. We can't fully express ourselves. It is annoying having to cut our hair every week. So me and Rodell, as president and vice president, will try to increase the amount of hair we can have. In conclusion, I will be a good candidate for a vice president role at our school. I will actually change things. I'll be innovative and think outside the box. Now I will introduce you to our future next president, Rodell Parker.
Okay, good morning. My name is Rodell Park and I'll be running for DNS student president. Sir Kenneth Robinson, an author, speaker, and international advisor on education and arts to the government, once said, "Creativity is as important as literacy. The ability to problem solve, find unique solutions, and express yourself is equally as important to the academic process as picking up a book and reading. Being able to express ourselves could open intellectual goals and have confidence to achieve them. I want us as DNS men to be able to express ourselves, whether that is in the classroom, working, or doing a project using paint and color, whatever you want to make it yours. I possess qualities to be your next president. I'm confident, determined, helpful, and able to communicate well with others. I believe as DNS members, we should all be willing to help one another. When I was in Ms. Shay's advisory, I took it upon myself to help sixth graders with their homework. I can relate to being a sixth grader and being overwhelmed with the workload and needing someone to help me. That's why anytime someone in my advisory was having trouble and asked me for help, I did my best to help them. Vice President Jameer will always have your back, just like he's always been there for me. On another school issue is having to wear uniforms almost every day. So we will be trying to implement Casual Fridays. Casual Fridays let us take a break from uniforms and let us be able to wear free clothing every Friday. Letting students wear free clothes lets them be able to express themselves in a stylish way. It opens up more conversations about style and creativity. Also, parents can spend a certain amount of money on the clothes they want for their kids and not just a set price due to uniforms. In conclusion, I'm the candidate you think out who would think out of the box to come up with innovative solutions to the problems that we face at DNS. When I was in the sixth and seventh grade, I did not feel the presidents were doing enough to push for the policies we asked for. So I will always fight and work for you. I will fight to make actual changes and not just be happy with just being named the president. Thank you. Vote for the Rational Party. Being rational is a choice. Make your decision.
Isaiah, you up?
Okay.
You might want to lower your camera so they can see your face.
Okay. Okay. My name is Isaiah Thorpe, and I'm running to be the next president of Durham Nativity School, an American politician who served as the 40th president of the United States, became a highly influential voice of modern conservatism. Ronald Wilson Reagan once said, "The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one who gets people to do the greatest things." Like Reagan, I am running for a political office. Also, like Reagan, I want to help my community. To help the school, we need the right person, like an ideal president, and smart, honest, and approachable. I can help if you need me personally, and I will help the school. To help the school, we need change. When the school needs changes, I will make them. As vice president, I will use my ability to problem solve and think on my feet to solve problems we have as students. You can also come to me with their ideas, and I will be honest about what I can and cannot do. To be president is to be a leader. I can be a leader if you trust me. In the classroom, I've proven to be someone who can get the job done. Step to be a leader. I assumed a leadership role when I completing a project on countries this year. We were researching Puerto Rico. I took the initiative to spend hours reshaping sentences and helping groups succeed in the process. I was willing to help others even though my task was not complete. Was I will show that some level of dedi- dedication to helping make the school a better place when I am your leader. I will constantly work to change the school for the better. One of the most important changes we need to make to make is getting rid of no homework on Wednesdays. Instead, I will push for no homework on weekends. There are three main reasons I support this change. Firstly, we don't get many big breaks, and I think it's more important for us to enjoy our small breaks while we have them. Secondly, teachers usually find loopholes to the no homework on Wednesday rule and give us homework anyway. Lastly, homework can be both a bother and a problem when you're supposed to be studying for big exams or tests. The result of the change will be better for both teachers and students. For students, it will help students get a breather and clear their mind without being worried about work, which is supposed to be relaxing. For teachers, it will help because they won't be grading as many assignments. In conclusion, the Akatsuki Party will help improve DNS. We will we will push to have no homework on the weekend and any other policy you want we might be able to implement. But first, I need your help to get into office. If we win the election, we will work, create a new great environment for our school. Vote for the Akatsuki Party.
Core.
Okay. Former British Prime Minister, most known for his leadership role in World War II, Winston Churchill once said, "The price of greatness is responsibility." I'm Corey Salome Moore, and I'm running to be the next student body president of the Durham Nativity School. Being the president of a school is a big responsibility. As president, you have to be determined to change the school for the good. To create that change, you have to talk to people about the issues that are important. The president has to develop solutions to problems and work to have those solutions implemented. Tell the students, what was it? Let's see. Ways I'm responsible in school are that I do the right thing even when nobody's looking. I am also trustworthy and dependable. I am not afraid to stand for what's right with honesty and integrity. One time I showed my leadership at school was when I was in a club called Gym Rats. This club was for those who liked playing basketball and who were on the basketball team. The way that I showed leadership during this club was when the club was picking teams for a scrimmage. Instead of picking the best people on the basketball team, I decided to pick the people who were new on the team. My plan was to help the two players shoot more instead of pass as much so that they could play, so that when they are in the games, they would put more points up for the benefit of the team. Although my team did not win, I saw that the two players progressed every time they shot the ball to gain extra points. That was helping me feel better knowing that I did something beneficial for them and for the team. Have you ever been sitting quietly in class doing your work and one of the classmates starts to talk? And then the teacher decides to punish everyone because they don't know who's talking. This issue is one of the problems I will fight to change. If I am president, I will work to get rid of class-wide punishments. Class-wide punishments can negatively affect the classroom environment and the relationships between the students. This punishment could make some students bully other students due to their poor choices. It will also make students who did nothing wrong become sad and change their mood for the rest of the day. If we have individual punishments, the students would have time to reflect on what they did wrong, and also it would help the students learn their lesson. If the teacher cannot identify the person who committed the zone infraction, no one will be punished. This policy will help change the school for the better. It will help encourage the students to do the right thing, to be leaders. Some reasons why I believe that Isaiah is an incredible running mate is because he brings happiness and friendship to others. He also cares for people when they are sad and will reach out to them whenever they need help. With Isaiah's kindness and my outgoing personality, I believe we could change the school for the better. If you want to see change at the school, vote for the Akatsuki Party. I am a responsible candidate who will not procrastinate and will not fail to live up to my promises. I will work to end class-wide punishment. I will always demonstrate honesty and integrity. If you vote for the Akatsuki Party, together we can make an incredible change here at the school. Vote for the Akatsuki Party, because as a team, we can achieve everything.
All right. I'm Aiden Jones, and I'm running for Vice President of DNS. Vice President-elect Senator and Attorney Kamala Harris once said, "My mother had a saying, Kamala, you may be the first to do many things, but make sure you are not the last." I want to provide leadership opportunities for you guys. So when it is your turn to run for Vice President and President, you can talk about your leadership experience as Angel and I have and will. Class of 2022. Next year, you guys are the future. And as Vice President of DNS, I will be working for you. I believe each of you have the potential to be the leaders of tomorrow. I am running for Vice President, and Angel is running for President, and we hope we earn your vote. It is my hope that after listening to my speech that I will accomplish that goal. I possess accountability, integrity, and honesty. I remember working on my project in Miss Chavis' class. I got overly wordy on the presentation and my partners didn't understand what the words meant. I had to pronounce the words for them, and when the time came, I make sure that I finish my homework because having academic integrity, being honest to your teachers, and holding yourself accountable for your actions are all qualities of a president and vice president. I've earned a World Changer Award in 2018 and was on the AB Honor Roll 3 years in a row. As a school ambassador for Durham Nativity, I was afforded the opportunity to be in a leadership role. I went to important events and spoke about my experience at DNS and the benefits of attending the program. I also talked to important people like donors, so I have the experience to sit down and talk with Dr. Vanelli and Mr. Jimerson. Have you ever been in a club that you didn't like? Many of us at the school have had this experience. One of the school's issues the Riot Carey Party focuses on is student-created clubs. Student-created clubs fosters innovation and creativity. It will also help newer students make friends over a shared interest. An example of this is the video game club. A lot of people in the school like video games, but there are a lot of people who can't play with others because they don't know their gamer tags. In video game club, if they want to play with others, they can just ask them. If a new student joins the class and they like video games, then it'll be a lot easier for them to find new friends. There are a lot of clubs that people don't want to have but still have to go to. We will take a poll on what clubs kids like or dislike and assess which clubs we can take out and implement a new club in its place. The Riot Carey Party wants to empower all students by giving them a choice and an opportunity to have a leadership role. Our party will be a democracy by the people and for the people. Every student will have a voice and a say. We will blaze a trail for you to follow. Bright ideas for a brighter future. Vote for the Riot Carey Party.
Make sure to mute your mic. My name is Angel Escobar, and I'm running for student body president. Ancient Greek philosopher known as the father of politics, Aristotle once said, "It is our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light." I will repeat, it is our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. This pandemic has been going on for an entire year, and there have been many times where we could only see the dark. There have been many problems, such as not being able to hang out with friends, being unable to travel to relatives, or celebrate a holiday with other people. Although we are limited to our options of what to do, we shouldn't focus on the darkness, but focus on the light. Positive things about school is that we have been able to maintain our friendships with our classmates, and also get to know them about them. As a student and a person, I possess the qualities of integrity, responsibility, and perseverance. I showed all these qualities when I earned my first Student of the Month award in 2018. In order to achieve the Student of the Month award, your grades don't have to be the top of the class, but you have to show that you're becoming a DNS man. The qualities of a DNS man contain integrity, responsibility, and grit. Not only have I earned the award myself, but my running mate, Aiden Jones, has also earned the award, the Student Month Award. Although it isn't a good thing to be late, there are just some things you can't control. For example, let's say your Wi-Fi goes out before class. Then you lose your chance to communicate to your teachers via email or Jupiter Ed. Now your parents have to give a reason why you were late, and it can be difficult to deal with it because some parents have to go to work. Our solution is to give you 2 chances to not get off the leaderboard. We can't control our Wi-Fi, and if we could, there would be many times where it would go out due to weather or the power goes out. That's our solution for remote learning. But what about in-person learning? If somebody makes a mistake on the road, like bumping somebody else's car, the entire row of cars in front of you stop. So instead of getting a tardy slip and getting taken off the leaderboard or receiving a punishment, we'll have your parents come in and ask Mr. Dupree for an excused tardy. There could be many complications in the road, so my party thinks it's a better idea to have 2 sets of tardies. Excused and unexcused tardies. Unexcused tardies are when you sleep late Unexcused are when you sleep late and you don't wake up early. Excused tardies are when your tire pops, the road gets closed to an accident, or anything that is beyond your control. I believe this policy is important because it increases parent accountability, increases your responsibility, and time management. You should vote for the right party not only for the policies, but for your voice to be heard. As president, I promise to do everything in my power to help you get your voice heard, as well as helping with setting polls and fundraisers in the future. As for my running mate, Aiden Jones, he will also help you with suggestions for clubs or opinions you may have. The qualities that will make Aiden a good vice president is his integrity, accountability, and responsibility. We don't only plan on creating fundraisers for sports equipment, but also have a plan to help you listen to music during class, let students create their own clubs, allow students to have hair longer than an inch, and no punishment for being late. Although some of these policies might not pass, we will try our hardest. In conclusion, whenever we are in a difficult situation, look for a solution. I hope the examples of Aristotle and me will help you when you're in a problem. I hope the policy will help you as a student and help make DNS an even better school. If anything seems lost and you can't find a solution, first, have faith in yourself and in God. Second, look on the bright side. Third, believe in your friends as well. Also, make sure to vote for the right Kitty Party.
All right, Alliance Party, you up.
Hello, my name is Emmanuel Holland from the Alliance Party. I will be running besides Kamari Hinton as vice president. He who has faith has an inward reservoir of courage, hope, confidence, calmness, and assuring trust that all will come out well, even though to the world it may not appear to come out most badly. BC Forbes. What this quote means to me is a man who has trust or confidence in someone will have a come out with many different traits that will make them come out, even though from certain perspectives it might not come out well. An entrepreneur, editor, journalist, and publisher, BC Forbes was born on May 14th, 1880 in New Deer, Abshire in Scotland. At a young age, BC Forbes already got a job on a local newspaper as an editorial writer and a reporter. As you may know, he founded the BC Forbes magazine in 1917, which means 103 years ago. BC Forbes magazines was just getting started to be known, but now there are more than 657,215 copies sold. The top three leadership qualities that I possess are being resilient, being a good communicator, and having courage. Being resilient will help me to get back up and keep going at whatever policy or current problem. By being a good communicator, it will help me to persuade anyone to get my policy done. By having courage, I will be able to go up against anyone to get the job done. A time I was in a leadership position was when I played goalie for Durham Nativity 2019 season. I was in charge of making sure that every defensive player was in the right position. I called out certain spots that defenders wasn't at that they would need to be. I was also in charge of making sure the ball does not go inside the goal, which wasn't easy. This took resilience and courage. When I first get into office, I will focus on getting more school-wide events throughout the remainder of the year once we go back to school. One reason why this policy is very important is because of stress. Schoolwork can be very hard on us kids throughout the school year. Although to do this, this is to help everyone bond during this event. or getting to know the people around you is very important. For my last reason to use this policy is for fun at DNS. We don't get to have that much fun, that much time to enjoy life and the things around us. It is always just work, and that is something I want to change. This will help students want to come to school to learn, and by them knowing that there will be breaks involved, it will stop people from going to Dr. Vinelli's office because everyone will want to participate. One event will be where there are 5 teams with 10 members. Each team has to go through different challenges to get to the finish line. For instance, let's use soccer. There will be dribbling stations, scoring stations, and even ball blocking stations. Each team member has to win 2 times at each station. After each member has won twice, the whole team will run to the finish line to get first place. There will be simple rewards for the team, such as a no homework pass plus 5 or 10 on the test, and etc. Another policy that I will focus on is free meals at least every 2 weeks. Everyone needs to eat. It is a necessity, but some people struggle to bring a meal every day for school. Maybe there is a financial situation that will interfere with you eating. I believe DNS, Dime Nativity School, should at least give a free meal every other week. There are many different food companies that will love to sponsor or support an amazing all boys school like DNS. Only one meal from the school could change many different families, or maybe even some other parents may help out by bringing food up to the school for students and staff to eat. Every 2 weeks, there will be an event on Wednesday instead of one of your electives, or it can be at lunch. The event will last 1 hour and will have lots of things for you to do. Every other week, there will be basic food such as pizza or sandwiches and will be given to everyone, or it can be while the event is happening. Kamar will be an amazing president for the whole school. We will both do whatever it takes to get the job done, working for the future Vote Alliance Party.
Oh, my name is Kamarian, and I will be running for president of the Alliance Party. I'm no longer accepting things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept. Angela Davis. Angela Davis is a political activist and author who is best known for being an activist in the civil rights era. As students, you may feel rules and policies can't be changed, but this is a quote I plan on living by as your class president. I plan on changing the rules inside of DNS so that we all can feel more comfortable with being ourselves. And so we can look forward to coming to school because somebody's willing to give it all to see you happy. Happy because my Vice President Emmanuel Holland and I are willing to fight for you. I believe Emmanuel is a good candidate for Vice President because he's fierce and has a never quit attitude. For the past 3 years while I've been attending DNS, I've been a student ambassador. As an ambassador, I've been tasked with hosting school visitors, representing the school in different speaking engagements, and responding to questions about the school. The qualities you have as an ambassador are leadership, kindness, and respect. These qualities will help me during my presidency because this shows I will lead us to a better future, but we'll do it with kindness and respect. Since Durham Nativity has entrusted me to represent our school, when we go out, I believe I would do an amazing job at representing our student body and proposing everyone's ideas to Dr. Vinelli so we can see a change inside of our school. The main issue I will focus on during my presidency is dress down days on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are days that we focus on student mental health, and I think students should not have to wear uniforms on Wednesdays. I feel this will allow students to relax because they will not have to worry about wearing uniforms. It will also I also feel like students should be able to dress down on Wednesdays because Wednesdays are supposed to be days to focus on student mental health. This will also allow people to express themselves more. We will implement our policies by meeting with Dr. Nelly and Mr. Jimerson, as well as any other administrators needed. The requirements for being able to dress down on Wednesdays will be having your camera on during class and having an 80 or higher on the leaderboard. So if you want to dress down on Wednesdays and relax, you should vote for the Alliance Party because we're willing to do whatever it takes to see others happy. Thank you.
Griffin Party. David and Chris.
President-elect Kamala Harris, the first African American female U.S. attorney for the state of California, and the first female to be elected to vice president of the United States, once said that anyone who claims to be a leader must speak like leader, must speak like leader. That means speaking with integrity and truth. Integrity and honesty are important traits as a leader. In the Griffin Party, we believe that there should be more opportunities to become leaders. As vice president, I will work hard to deal with and fix the problems that DNS may have. I will work every day to put in a policy that will help you grow as a leader, but also allow you to express yourself. I have shown leadership many times during my 3 years at DNS. I won the Student of the Month 2 times. I won that award by showing integrity and honesty not only during one given month, but year round. One of the opportunities that I had to be in a leadership position was being selected to be a student ambassador. Be selected as an ambassador, you had to write about why you should be a student ambassador. I explained that I enjoy listening to others rather than talking about myself. An ideal student ambassador for DNS has to talk to the school, but also be willing to listen and respond to others. During my time as an ambassador, I was able to see how the school was run, and I was also able to talk to many different people about my experience at DNS. The more I talk to people, the more I start to feel comfortable about public speaking. I also realized how much a role I played for the school. I began to understand that many people support school and wanted to help improve our school and help us become leaders, not only at DNS, but also in our community. In the Griffin Party, we believe that students should be allowed to become a leader by putting them in more leadership roles. One way to achieve this because it gives students a choice in the clubs we are required to participate in. Students will have increased leadership by not only creating the clubs, but also crafting the rules about behavior and club expectation. This is important because the only chances to become a leader at DNS is in the classroom and student ambassadors. But allowing students to have a club of their own will teach them many different leadership characteristics. As president, Chris will strive to put our policies in place and create the best version of DNS as possible. Chris is honest and willing to tell the truth. Chris has helped many fellow students follow the rules. In conclusion, you should vote for our party because we are willing to fight to expand the options you have when it comes to clubs in the community. We believe that giving students more
I am Christopher Legal Mateo. I'm running for president of Durham Nativity 2020. American educator and author of Seven Habits of Effective People, Stephen Covey once said, "What you do has far greater impact than what you say." In other words, instead of just saying you're going to do something, you have to demonstrate you can show leadership. The Griffin Party wants everyone to spread their wings and speak up so we can make you feel better. I'm a good leader because I'm hardworking, empathetic, courageous, and confident. Um, in the in whatever I'm doing, I would try to do my best, even if my best is not that good. If anyone I know may be feeling down, I would understand how they are feeling. I'm empathetic because I show people I know how they are feeling. I'm able to put myself in other shoes and know and understand them. An example of when I showed empathy was when a friend of mine was feeling down because his grandparents had just passed away. I knew how it felt to lose a grandparent because I had lost both of mine. I encouraged him not to be afraid to show their emotions, but to remember that there are people surrounding them that are happy to help. This is one of the many situations in which I have shown empathy toward friends, family, and strangers. I'm also very confident in myself. I tell myself I can do it when I feel like something is too hard. Time I showed confidence was when there was a talent show at my school. I really didn't want to go up because I had stage fright, but I gathered enough courage to go up. At this moment, I may still have not enough courage to go up on stage, but I do because I want everyone to feel happy and comfortable when they are at Durham Nativity. Time I was in a position of leadership was in the 7th grade. There was a time where teachers were having a meeting during lunch, so there was no teachers at lunch, only parents and the 8th grade to take care. It was a time for recess, and some of the people who were on lunch duty had gone outside without cleaning up. I set up and cleaned it, even though it wasn't my day to clean. My vice president and I will not only say what we want to improve, we will get it done. Just as the quote suggests, do what you say or don't say it at all. My vice president is a kind, responsible, and is a leader. In the Green Party, we want everyone to feel relaxed and not overwhelmed at school. How many of you have ever wanted to do something on the weekend but didn't have the time because you had homework? Well, I will do my absolute best to try to implement the rule of having no homeworks on the weekends. The weekend is a time for rest, relax our minds, and spend quality time with friends and family. Being able to relax during the weekends will just improve school by by better bringing students back to school with their minds ready to learn. I will implement my policy by encouraging teachers not to give homework on the weekends. In conclusion, you should vote for me because I will do my best to make your experience at Durham Nativity better. I will make it so you have no homework on the weekends. Fly our way, the Griffin way.
All right, last group, the Alpha and Omega.
Okay, Mr. Gunn. I'm gonna pull mine up. Good morning, DNS staff and students. My name is Sam Alva Martinez, and I'm running for the vice president for DNS. Lao Tzu, now also known as Lao Zi, was a Chinese philosopher who believed in many things that, for example, living in harmony could bring a variety of good things, like new leaders into our community. Once said, a leader is best when people barely know he exists. When he is done, his aim fulfilled, they will say, we did it ourselves. Some of the many traits and qualities that makes me a good candidate for vice president is that I have patience, I'm flexible, and I'm also a good listener. I let people talk about their opinions respectfully, which are some of the many qualities a vice president should have. I should earn your vote because in the last 2 years, the party didn't make an impact or change anything or fulfill any of the promises that they promised. My party will end the streak of parties not fulfilling their promises. Voting for us will help you and me make DNS a better school. A time when I showed leadership at school was when I was working on a group project for science class in 6th grade. I was paired with one of my classmates, and I knew him pretty well. So did he. So I split the project in both parts, one part for him and one part for me. After we went on our separate ways, I started working on our project and so did my classmate. We worked on it for several days, and I started working on our project. So during those several days, I would frequently check on him to see what he was doing and help him correct certain things, and sometimes help him do some of the work when I was taking a break from my work. After the week was about to end, I had finished my part of the assignment. My partner didn't. After the school day ended, I reminded him if he could finish his part of the project when he had time, and the day passed, and then in the morning, I went to go check on my classmates' project progress, but I saw none, and I thought they would make progress the next day, but they didn't. And since it was the last day, turn it in. I had to do the work, although I didn't want to do it. I still had to do it because I had to get a good grade. A time when I showed myself being flexible to arrange myself with other people was when my friend needed advice and help on a project. Since his project was very similar to a project I had done, although the help wouldn't really benefit me, it still helped my classmates since he was very trustful and always had my back. I asked him to meet me at a certain time, but he couldn't be there. I had to make time in my schedule to help him, and I scanned over his project and helped him by giving him advice on how to correct certain things that made the project look more interesting. I hope as your future vice president, I can lead you to a good future at DNS with my running partner, Sergio Campos.
Good morning, students and staff members. My name is Sergio Campos, and I'm running for 2020 to 2021 student body president. President Barack Obama, the 44th president of the United States and the first African American to hold the title, once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." Barack Obama. Some of my qualities that I have is being respectful, being kind, and also being a good example to my younger DNS brothers. My first example is myself. I can relate myself to this quote because I showed leadership in the 7th grade when we did Reading Buddies. Reading Buddies was an activity we did as a class every week last year, and it was to help the 5th grade read a novel. I show leadership by helping my fellow DNS brothers learn and improve their reading skills. My second example is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a social rights activist, a political leader, and also the first Black president of South Africa for 5 years. Mandela showed leadership when he was in the group called ANC, African National Congress. He showed leadership by showing the other group members that he was a good leader. He showed that he was a good leader by directing peaceful and nonviolent protests for over 20 years. If you vote for the Alpha and Omega Party, we will try and negotiate about having homework on the weekends. This is a policy we had because we feel like students have other things to do on the weekends. Instead of trying to do homework, you can spend your weekend doing your normal stuff and taking a break from school. My third example is George Washington. George Washington was the first president of the United States, a political leader and a military general. I chose him as an example because he was the very first president of the United States, and because he was a great leader. I say this because he led the nation to its independence, and did a marvelous job leading the nation. He did a marvelous job leading its nation to its independence because he was a great leader and a great example for the nation. That's why he later on became the first president of the United States. Another policy we have is being able to listen to music while doing schoolwork. We feel like students do better at their work when they listen to music. We say this because when you do your work, you really aren't motivated, and when you listen to music, you get pumped up and receive energy to finish and complete your work. In conclusion, if you vote for the Alpha and Omega Party, you will get what you want. You will get what you ask for, and also have two great leaders become student body president and vice president. Thank you.